Hello, my name is Clifton Cortez and I'm with UNDP, the United Nations Development Program, and I'm the HIV Health and Development Practice Leader for Asia Pacific based in Bangkok and Thailand. UNDP prides itself on its diversity of people, ideas, and creativity. And in living up to that, I'd like to note that I'm actually a gay man in senior management here at the Regional Center in Bangkok and working on issues of the intersection of development, human rights, HIV, and health. I want to say something really important about our practice within UNDP. We actually implement a joint initiative funded by USAID, so it's a joint initiative of UNDP and USAID in this region called Being LGBT in Asia. And it's really about trying to ensure there's a conversation, there's analysis of information, there's inclusion of voices, and that we begin to include more effectively throughout this region the issues of lesbian, gay, bisexual, transgender, and intersex people's rights within the broader discussions on human rights and the broader agenda on human rights. I also want to say something specific about attitudes towards LGBT and human rights within UNDP itself. As part of our Being LGBT in Asia initiative in the region, we brought on UNVs in a number of countries who were identified themselves as LGBTI people. In the case of one country office, we brought on a UNV who was transgender. That is, she was born a man but was now a woman. And when it came time to issue her with an email address, the country office in this case thought that the rules of UNDP required that they give her a UNDP email address that identified her with her legal male name, because in her country she's not able to legally change her name. As you can imagine, this caused a lot of practical and personal distress for the individual in question. The country office raised this for us at the regional level, and we engaged in a discussion with UNDP in New York, our human resources people, the people who can make policy around this, and quickly, very quickly, they resolved it to the satisfaction of all, and our UNV in this particular country office was able to get issued an email with the correct configuration identifying her as a female, her female name. And what this says to me is that in UNDP we have come a long way. Even though this is a very small example, it shows that in fact we have a conscience about the issues of LGBT and human rights and what these issues mean in a way that perhaps we did not until very, very recently. And so I think there's a lot of hope from this example about how we treat each other with UNDP, within UNDP, a lot of hope for what it means for how we will move our agenda and help other people understand how we can treat each other throughout development. And that has to do, again, going back to a critical point I made earlier, that LGBT rights are human rights.